We are about to cover a skill that will absolutely change your life, and let me tell you what I mean by this. In the next 7 modules, we're going to talk about building and maintaining customer relationships. Now, when you think about customers, you may be thinking about someone that you serve in maybe a retail capacity, but that is not what we're talking about here. If you are entering into the professional world, you are a customer service provider. So who are your customers? Your boss is your customer. You are providing a service to your boss. Your coworkers are your customers. You are working with them in a collaborative capacity to be able to accomplish a mission. Who else are your customers that you may not have thought about? Well, you've got those traditional customers. Most companies, most organizations have a group of people, a group of organizations that they serve, and we are going to teach you in the next 7 modules. We'll take this one step at a time, how to build and maintain these relationships. Now, this is a 2-for-1 deal, folks, as many of the courses that we'll be talking about. And let me tell you what I mean by that, 2-for-1. The 2-for-1 deal is this. Number 1, you will have the skills that you need to succeed in any professional capacity. It will be life-changing. Yes, I'm not exaggerating, mean that, life-changing. The second deal that you get is that anywhere that you go, whoever you interact with, some of the skills and strategies that we will cover in this particular course are going to support you in transforming your relationships, and hopefully, this is a little extra deal there, increasing your happiness and your satisfaction, because that is a really important part of professional success, and I don't want us to forget that. So let's take a look. Why work on building professional relationships? First, it's the foundation, as I said, of professional success. Secondly, it is an opportunity for us to do a really good job at our work. Now, when I think about building effective relationships, it is the core of competence. Ask yourself right now, what does competence mean? Competence is the ability to do your job well. So as you think about doing your job well, that interpersonal piece is a huge part of the process. So if you're spending all of your time getting those technical skills up, that will serve you well. But the next piece of this is that we've got to get our management of relationships rocking here as we move forward. So what are the questions that we want to try to answer in this module and the modules that we'll talk about after? Couple of questions here. Number 1, who are your key internal and external relationships? This is very important. You want to build a network, understanding who's inside the organization that can help you, also understanding who is outside of the organization that can help you. You want to know, what does it mean to provide good customer service? So you probably are already thinking, which I hope you are, that providing good customer service is different for everyone. You have people on the inside that need certain things from you, and you have people on the outside that need certain things from you. So that's the second question we'll answer. The third question that we're going to answer is, how do you identify the needs? So a core piece of providing wonderful service is being able to not figure out what you want to do, not figure out how great you are at things, but it's understanding what other people need and how you can meet those needs and provide that value. Really important piece here I want you to keep in the back of your mind. Moving on to our fourth question here. Lots of questions to answer here as we build this important skill. How do you build and manage these critical relationships to increase your effectiveness? When we say effectiveness, that is who you are and how who you are impacts everything that you do. Next question, what are some choices that you can make to motivate others and meet these objectives? Building relationships aren't just about hanging out, going to happy hours, talking about regular stuff. It literally is about, how can I keep myself motivated and motivate others to do their best? For those of you that are watching this, you may be in different places of your career. And if you are thinking about moving toward a leadership position, being at the top of that C-suite, one of the most valuable things that you can do is understand how to motivate and empower other people. This is the core of building effective work relationships. All right, a couple more questions we'll go over for us to answer, and we're going to get right into some strategies that are going to help you be a better professional, but I will take it there. We'll help you potentially change your life. All right, moving on. How can you manage conflict? Now, conflict is something that I will tell you, no matter where you go, no matter where you are, if there are human beings that exist there likely will be some conflict. And so we cannot build effective relationships without facing conflict. Do you avoid conflict? Do you face it? We'll talk about it. How can you stand out with all of these skills, this is a competitive world, folks, hundreds of thousands of people going after the same job, hundreds of thousands of people with lots of the same technical skills. How are you going to stand out? The skills that we'll talk about in building relationships will be your selling point to stand out and be competent. Fantastic. And lastly, one thing to think about, keep in mind that as we talk about these strategies, really important piece, as we talk about these strategies, I'd like for you to think about who you are as a person, your personality, your values, and you'll take these strategies and put it on your artistic canvas. So how are you going to mold these strategies to be most effective?